Tune into ESG Matters with Risk Insights, where we explore ESG with impact. Welcome back to ESG Matters with Risk Insights. I'm your host, Anushka Bogdanov. Recent weeks have seen major world events from renewed peace efforts in the Middle East to record breaking typhoons disrupting Asia's financial hubs. Typhoon Regaza, the strongest storm on Earth, has brought parts of southern China to a standstill. The UNGA took place in New York, and climate change still is heard as a con. Today's episode isn't just about ESG data or disclosure, it's about resilience, fairness, and the voice we all share when systems fail us. In 1981, my life changed forever. After a family function, my brother, my grandmother, my cousin, and I were caught in a car explosion in Durban during apartheid. I suffered third-degree burns. We were rushed to hospital, but apartheid's cruelty meant that Addington Hospital refused to treat us because it was for whites only. We laid outside on stretchers for more than 3 hours. My grandmother never made it. That moment taught me what it means to fight, not just for survival, but for dignity. That day wasn't just a tragedy, it was a revelation that systems built without justice can destroy lives long before they heal them. As a child, scarred and almost crippled, I had to learn to walk again. But more than that, I had to learn to live again with confidence and with courage. I grew up in a deeply patriarchal household. No woman in my family had ever gone to university. Yet education became my lifeline. 13 different schools in 12 years, weekend jobs to pay for food, and finally, the first in my family to walk into a university classroom. Education was more than knowledge, it was an opportunity, it was hope. And hope is not a soft word, hope is strategy. By 1994, apartheid had ended. My first job was in a bank in Durban as a receptionist. For a non white to simply work at a bank was seen as a privilege. That moment revealed another truth. Systems can either entrench inequality or they can open doors. And this is the real challenge of ESG today. Are our institutions reinforcing privilege or are they correcting injustice? Nearly 30 years later, the same question echoes through corporate boardrooms and parliaments alike. Have our systems truly changed? From there, I went on to further my studies with an honors, a master's, two executive development programs, a doctorate, a Harvard Business School advanced corporate directorship, and sustainability studies at Cambridge. These were not just qualifications, they were symbols of survival, proof that poverty and circumstance would not define me. My career took me into global rating agencies, two of South Africa's largest banks, and leadership in the largest development finance institution in Southern Africa. And eventually, I built my own business, creating Africa's first artificial intelligence ESG rating tool. But here's where my story meets today's governance debate. Governance should never be weaponized. Compliance should never be twisted into a tool of exclusion. When fairness is replaced with gatekeeping, and when rules silence voices instead of creating accountability, society loses. This has created a global crisis. And so I share my story not to dwell on hardship, but to remind us all governance is not just compliance, it is fairness, it is accountability, but more importantly, it is dignity. My story is not unique. Many South Africans, many Africans, and many others carry scars of trauma, inequality, and survival. But what we all share is the capacity to create hope. And ESG gives us the framework to turn resilience into systems, education into opportunity, and governance into fairness. And if we can do that, then just as I overcame personal odds, we as a nation can overcome ours. And in doing so, we can lead the world in showing what true sustainability looks like. Now, before I close, I want to acknowledge two individuals. I've admired Jannie Mouton, the founder of PSG Group, for decades. His vision for inclusive prosperity through education, particularly through Curro schools, will open doors for thousands of South African children. Education remains the cornerstone of equality. By investing in access and quality, initiatives like Curro are not just business successes, they are ESG in action. They turn capital into social mobility and opportunity. So, congratulations to Mr. Mouton and the PSG Group for this profound contribution to South Africa's future. The second person I want to acknowledge today is my dear husband for completing his doctorate in ESG, which focuses on gender equality. So, congratulations to Dr. Andrei Bogdanov. Thank you for listening. Join me next time as I unpack ESG in the public sector and how policies shape disclosure. This has been ESG Matters with Risk Insights. I'm your host, Anushka Bogdanov, and ciao for now.